7:40 on your Friday morning. You're watching Breakfast Television. Meredith Shaw, Sid Sixero with you, and for nearly 15 years, they have been keeping us company on your morning drive to work. And now you get to know how it truly all began thanks to their new podcast. You know them, you love them. Their very first time ever in the Breakfast Television studios. Please welcome Roz and Mocha.
There we go.
Hey! Hello. I wake up with BT. I wake up with BT, ladies and gentlemen.
Mayor and Sid.
Wow.
Mayor and Sid.
That's right.
Mayor.
I like it.
Yeah.
Because we're not just on BT. History is made. We are simulcasting live on KISS 92.5
Yeah, we are right now.
Yeah.
Right now. So coming up after the break, Ed Sheeran. You'll want to hear that.
Again.
I think. I don't know what's coming up.
Probably.
You guys are phenomenal. I'm elated you're here. You guys have one of the biggest shows in the country. You guys have you built this up from, I don't want to say nothing because there's been support, but you guys, this has been a long journey. The documentary is here. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. The response has been absolutely incredible. We broke all of our podcast records, and what this is fan service, you know, and we started doing the podcast in 2016. We started doing the show in 2009. So there's a big gap there, and we get a lot of questions about what happened, and a couple of years ago, I released a book. Fans loved it, but the complaint was that there wasn't a lot about the radio show in the book because that was really a story that Mocha and I needed to tell together. And so that's what this is us sort of telling the origin story of Roz and Mocha for the fans together.
And quite an origin story it is. I mean, very rare do you get 15 years of friendship on tape, recorded, these conversations over the years. But I hear the audition process. I mean, as someone who just went through an audition process, Mocha, take me through that. And initially the answer was?
So the answer was no when I was asked if I wanted to do a radio show with Roz. And you'll get the full story. And we've kind of like alluded to all of this on the radio show, but never really went in depth into how those conversations happen, with who those conversations happen with. And we actually have those people who were involved in everything. But I was hired to go to KISS 92.5 to work the afternoon show, and I said yes, and they said, hey, do you want to do the morning show with Roz? And I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Right away. And it was like 2 weeks of them asking
And he
me.
was my only choice. I had no number two.
Yeah.
There was nobody else on the list. I was like, slam dunk. This is gonna be great.
Yeah, and I just kept saying no. And it's not like I know the guy, right? I didn't have anything.
So what changed?
Yeah.
I think, and you'll get this in the doc, but like there was a moment where I had a realization, and I was like, if I pass up this opportunity, I'll never get it back.
The heart changed is what it was, I think.
Aww.
I know.
I'm trying to be nice.
And you know, Roz, and people laughed.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be nice.
Right. Let him be nice.
Well, one of the things you'll get in this doc is the fact that we've said this before. It's like we're a couple of best friends who like don't hang out with each other at all. The most amount of time that we spend with one another is like during the radio show, and that's it.
Yeah, that's the piece. With it sitting there, like, whoa, they don't hang out. So, what's the reasoning behind that? Do you save it all for the show, or how does that work?
We just never have, and I think Mocha said it perfectly one time, which is like after we got to a certain point of where we never hung out, Mocha was like, well, why disrupt the timeline, right? And I think outside of the show, Mocha and I have seen each other, I think it's 3 times, 2 of which was because our wives thought it was a great idea. Right? Because
we do. We tend to think that.
Yeah.
We tend to like to bring people together. Break bread.
Yeah, but I think that I know him so well, and I think that this show is good because of that. And like you had said off the top, which is because we don't have this huge relationship outside of the show. We have every bit of our relationship and friendship on tape, which is so extremely rare, I think, for anyone.
But I get it. Like Tim McAuliffe and I worked for a long time on the Fan and Sportsnet.
Yeah.
3-hour talk shows, 2-hour talk shows. To hang out for another 2 hours after the show is counterproductive.
Right.
To the content. And I'm being very serious when I say that. It is counterproductive to talk about the show before the show makes no sense because there's nothing organic in it, so I completely understand. And you do have deep respect and love for each other.
Of course.
Because that's the insinuation. I know what Mayor's saying. That's the insinuation on the other side. But that's not the case. No. Like, really, it's for the good of the show as well. Speaking of the show, a lot of highs, some interesting other moments. When did you almost get canceled? What happened here?
Oh, God, like almost as quickly as we became a radio show, like months into the radio show. we almost got canceled, and
We did Empire State of Mind. Jay-Z and Alicia Keys was the biggest song, and we had done our version of it because everybody in the world was doing their city State of Mind, and we did a video for it. And in the video, this kid in this video, who was my goddaughter, had something written on her hand, which was "I don't pay for music," and we put that in the video. And what happened was it lit a fire, and every record company in the world were calling for our heads because this was Napster, illegal downloading time, all of this stuff.
Metallica congressional hearing.
It was brutal, and it turned out that it went to the highest levels of this company, the highest levels of the record companies, to Jay-Z's people, all of that, and we had been on the air for 3 months.
yeah. And Jay-Z's my favorite artist in the world, and to get a letter from his lawyers, man.
That's a win.
That's what I said.
right?
Jay-Z knows who Roz and Mocha are?
Yes.
That's amazing.
That's a put-down lunch moment.
Yes!
I'm going to read this Jay-Z letter first.
But it always goes to show, I mean, you've been at the center of so many important conversations in this city, and you've brought so much fun and joy and just sizzle, you know? And everybody's always talking about Roz and Mocha. What are they saying? What are they talking about? And I think that's a real, rarity in this business. So I thank you from a radio person and now a television person.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It really is
Appreciate you.
lovely to have you both here, and so excited for this podcast and this doc.
Before we let you go, again, episode 1 is out every Wednesday.
Yeah, every
Subsequent
Wednesday,
episodes?
midnight.
What would, Mocha, we'll start with you. What would you tell your younger self who was just starting this journey? What advice would you give for yourself?
I guess stick with it, because this has been the longest radio show that I had ever been a part of. Enjoy the moments, enjoy the time, enjoy the conversations, and just like kind of try to remember as much as you can, because this has been truly like an incredible, incredible moment in time of my life. And I'm so happy to be doing the Roz and Mocha show.
Roz?
I think I would say every fight is worth it. You know, because I think that there's a lot of times when, especially in this business, things can get exhausting. And there's so much involved that feels personal, even though people tell you that it's not personal. And sometimes the only person who's going to fight for you is you, but every fight is worth it.
Well said. Agree with every word of that from both of you. Again, Roz and Mocha, one of the biggest radio shows in the country's history.
And we're on it right now.
We're on the Ruckus
Yes,
93.5.
Oh my gosh!
I
Oh
can
my
put-
gosh! Do we have time for one thing, like really quick?
Go ahead.
Really quick. Okay, so you'll get this story on the, and Roz has no idea that we're doing this, or that I'm doing this, hijacking. There's this story that we're going to tell in one of the episodes, right? And it comes up every now and then on the radio show, where Roz and I, at one point in time, both worked at KISS at the exact same time, but not during the same time. Sorry, time period, not same time of day. I was coming in to the office the time that Roz was leaving the office, and we pass each other in the hall. Hi, bye, enjoy your day, cool, see you later. So I have a picture that I sent to your producer.
We have it?
Yeah, it's a picture.
Whoa.
Roz does not know
Wow.
that this picture was taken, but we were at a radio station concert, and here's a photo of both Roz and I, a couple of people apart, forever ago. You don't remember this.
No. I have
Right?
no memory. I honestly thought Mocha and we went for one drink before we started this show. We met one time. And in my head and in my heart, I swear to you, that was the first time I met the man.
Meanwhile, we worked together for like how many years already?
New
Right?
evidence coming.
I got the picture right there.
And you in a tank top there, sir.
Right.
That looked very Woodstock 99. Very Woodstock 99.
The memes on that. That's
look at
good,
that.
Mocha.
Look, I'm a
That's nice.
patriot.
Yes.
You are.
Go Canada.
You love your country.
Yeah, very VIP. Look at all those lanyards.
Look at all
Yeah.
the little
Look,
Mochas.
let him in. Shut up.
So many.
Many lanyards.
You know that's a radio conference.
That's
What?
the camera angle. That's an old No,
Is
get that photo out of here.
You brought it up.
No, forget.
But in all seriousness, and I know I'm speaking for Mayor, I don't like to speak for Mayor, congratulations on all of the
Truly.
success.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Radio is a joy if you've ever been a part of it, but it is a grind as well, and you guys have done this better than a lot of people. God bless the both of you.
Thank
and
you.
congratulations. I'm Roz and Mocha, everyone.
Roz and Mocha.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate
Documentary,
you.
episode 1 out every Wednesday after that.